Hello, hello, hello. My name is Ines. I am just doing a bunch of random recordings today, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about some more serious stuff that's going on in the world, in regards to energy and systematic changes that are going to be taking place. If you pay attention to human behavior and the trends that happen around the world and you're able to connect the dots and piece some stuff together, then you probably understand that the capitalistic system is on a decline. It is falling. It is going to get worse. People are going to complain more and really see the gaps in the system. And that is all essentially what's going to make it fall. Before people freak out, the new systems are already in place. We just don't see it because everyone's so concentrated on capitalism. Once capitalism falls, these new ways of life, the future is going to be amplified and it's going to make a lot more sense. So basically, when it comes to the changes taking place, I feel like all of the things that are falling, all of the things that are being destroyed is to allow better things to come in. Okay, so I have my trusty little notes. I've got like 20 pages of papers of stuff that I want to talk about. Imagine a whole new world. That's what this episode is. Capitalism is already being replaced, and more people, especially professionals that work in the industries of capitalism, corporations, financiers, like economics, all of those people, everybody, are going to be exposing the system. They are going to be exposing the harshness of the system, the unjust of the system. They're also going to be giving us information and educating us on how we can better alter the system. It's not necessarily going to be, and I'm already seeing it, so I'm confirming this. It's not going to be necessarily in the form of how to survive in capitalism. It's really going to be what's going to end up happening. The advice they give is what's going to create this new system that gets us out of capitalism. We are also going to be going back to Earth. So off-grid living, respecting Earth is going to be insanely important. We are going to be going through some sort of climate catastrophe changes. It's inevitable. It has been talked about for a very long time. If you haven't been listening to the Indigenous communities, you need to, because they have been warning us about this for years, decades, if not longer. And this is actually the climate changes and catastrophes that we're going to be experiencing is actually what's going to strengthen the land back movement. Because people are going to realize, shit, we should have listened to the Indigenous when they told us to protect the earth and to keep the water clean. This isn't my fight to fight, but I am using it in my video to talk about the importance of going back to earth. The earth has more than enough to offer us. And the way that, like, when I talk to Earth, the way that she shows me things is like she wants to burst the tree out of the ground and it's like peaches and oranges all over the world. She wants to feed her people because she knows her people are hungry. But our cement, the poisons that is in the soil doesn't allow Mother Earth to provide for us the way that she wants to and the way that she can provide for us. And that's the importance. The more that we kind of go from 3D all the way up to 4D and 5D through emotional evolution and understanding and mastering our shadow and light, our dualities, is going to bring us closer to Earth. And one thing we're going to realize how important it is is to allow Earth to provide for humans instead of thinking humans need to be the ones providing for humans. That might not make sense to a lot of you, and I'm sorry for that. Anyways, I also want to talk about how robots are a good thing. I have my discretion when it comes to AI, just because of like the fear-mongering movies and whatnot. However, that one research report about how certain AI systems were getting harassed by males, and I gotta find that report. If I find it, I'm gonna attach it up here. But I feel like AI is able to evolve more rapidly than some humans, so I'm not worried. Sorry, not sorry. Also, when it comes to robots replacing workers, I want you guys to really think about it this way. Do you really want to be doing the manual labor? Or would you rather be out on a vacation or creating art or creating some sort of better life for yourself? Or would you rather continue getting paid a non-living wage for manual labor? And the reason I say this is because I don't want to say how long, but it's been more than 10 years ago when I studied economics and marketing. I studied how robots and tech was going to be taking over manual labor. And I remember thinking, well, that's not good. People aren't going to be able to work. What job are people going to be able to get? And so on and so forth. And now I'm very confident in saying that our best way to go about New Earth is to allow a lot of these manual labors to be done by robots, simply because it'll keep the cost low and we won't essentially be enslaving humans to do this labor. I grew up in fashion, and I actually worked for a big Canadian corporation that has business overseas. And knowing how much they get paid for how much work they do is heartbreaking. And I picture robots taking over their jobs, and I'm like, well, what are they doing? And honestly, they're living their best lives. So when it comes to robots taking over manual labor, it will actually be helpful. If we continue having humans doing this type of work, we are never, ever, ever going to balance out the supply and demand chain with a living wage. It's never going to happen, because a lot of the times the products that these people create on a very low wage is products that we don't want to pay more for. Anyways, I'm not going to be talking more about that in regards to economics and capitalism, just because it's not my area. I do have some knowledge in it, which is why I'm sharing this information. But definitely do your own research on that and do your own thoughts. But that is how an example of how my mind changed when I was able to see more to the story. A whole new world. I'm very confident in the earth that we are getting. My candle's going crazy right now. What are you trying to tell me? Okay, so I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope I was able to give you some sort of perspective to help you think outside of, sorry, my stomach's grumbling if you hear that, to help you think outside of the norms that we've been taught, and to help you flip your perspective from fear to understanding. Yeah, if you have any questions in regards to that, definitely comment below, and so on and so forth. And I hope you all have a really great day, and I want you guys to take a minute to journal, make a post, whatever you want. What does new earth or a whole new world where we prosper. What does that look like to you? I'd love to know, because I have a feeling we're all going to be pretty much on the same page. It's just a matter of how we actually get there. That's kind of the bigger question. But share with me, tag me on TikTok. My account right now is Lifestyles by Ines, and I have another account that's Ines, INESKLJ333. So I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, or comment below, email me, whatever you need to do. And that's it for that episode. Love you guys. Mwah.